Corey's garbage.
What? We'll get into it.
Yeah,
This is all the pregame,
I
guys.
said it.
Pregame. If you're listening to us, we're
Mm.
just batting train for a second here
Oh,
while I get my crap together.
you got crap to get together? Oh man, dude, just bunching it up in a skibbity toilet.
Ugh,
Can
I
you hear
can't
me
believe.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm dropping the link into the chat so that we can share
Where's my
this. There you go. We are testing. Let me make sure I. This is the challenge. Yep. All right. This time I remember to change the name of the show to the challenge instead of the Survivor again. So we're already working better than last time.
It's not traitors.
Traitors.
And let me put our marker so I can go ahead and come back a little bit later. All right. Thank you for joining us here on the Spyshack Podcast, the Challenge Edition, where a super fan, a moderate fan, and a beginner fan get together to talk about the latest episode of the challenge. And I feel like depending on which one of the three you are, you have different views on how the challenge is going on. And I hope you can tell us which one you agree with here, because I think we're gonna be honest with how we're feeling that the season is going. All right, so Ruth, since you weren't here last week, do you wanna tell us what your thoughts of last week's eliminations were? Do you remember who went home?
I know who went home. It was Tina and Darrell.
Uh huh.
Was it?
The height challenge where they had to jump to grab the flags, and they just didn't do it right. And then it was the whole elimination was the whole get into the doorway with the polls,
With the
getting
math
numbers.
questions?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
I feel like it
crazy.
was. I feel like that one was a lot better than the nail
Yes, for sure.
elimination.
Yes.
But once again, we lost another set of Era 1 challengers.
We can just jump into this week because I'm just.
We start episode 8, the Era of the Gladiator, with only 2 Era 1 challengers left. Season 3, Era 3 and Era 4 seem to be dominating. Followed right behind by Era 2. It's not like Era 2 is doing bad at all. It's just that Era 3 and Era 4 seem to be the ones that are really pointing the direction of how the season's going. I believe in this episode we saw that they have won 5 out of the 7 challenges, either 3 or 4. So only 2 of those episodes have gone to Era 1 or Era 2. Not good for Era 1 or Era 2, and as you can see, not good for Era 1 at all.
No.
All right, so we're still seeing some drama coming from the whole switching alliances and stuff like that. Maybe getting rid of people too early. Like I said earlier in the season, it's too dang early to try to get rid of the people that you are working with on your own team. And now Era 1 is down to just themselves. Era 2, it looks like Era 3 and Era 4 are working together. Although I think no, I think the perception was that it was this whole vacation alliance that happened before the game, that they're working together and that they're actually ones pulling the strings. I think Ruth said that you really haven't really seen them pull or really rooting together, or really getting close together in other seasons, right?
What do you mean?
Like Josh and Bananas, there was not really another indication that they were really super close.
No, but the other people, yes. But Bananas isn't part of the Vacation Alliance.
Yeah, but there's no other scene in other seasons that say that they were super close. Mm-mm. Yeah, so I don't know where that's coming from. It has to be from outside the game and outside that vacation or whatever. This whole episode was really geared to promote the Gladiator 2. I'm not a big fan of when shows do this. It's a big commercial for a movie. Other shows have done this in the past, and I'm never a fan of when. It doesn't matter what show it is when they do this. It's just a big commercial.
I don't know what season it was, but the challenge one time did it for Puss in Boots. And it was so annoying because every commercial break, and even like on some of like the edits, like the puss cat would come out with its thing, and like I was like, is this necessary? Like, what is the demographic? Who's watching the challenge right now that would watch Puss in Boots?
It's not as bad as Survivor.
Bringing their children.
It's not as bad as Survivor being sponsored by Jack and Jill. The Adam Sandler movie where he played both Jack and Jill. That was the worst one.
That is a bad one.
I was thinking Gulliver's Travels, man.
Oh, they did that too. Yeah.
That was...
Either way, we don't want to piss off Ruth talking about Survivor.
Sorry. I mean, I'm missing Big Brother right now.
Oh, is it the finale already?
I don't know. I'll watch it and wait for me.
Okay, maybe I got the alliances mixed up. I was thinking Era 3 and Era 4 were really working together, but really it's just Michelle and Devin that were really working together. I think the perception was Era 1 and Era 3.
2.
But no, someone said I think it was Corey that said or Devin said that the perception that came was that Era 3 and Era 1 were working together because they believed that Era 2 and Era 4 were working together, but it all ended up being that everyone just had their own little thing going on. And I think it's just one big misunderstanding, and everyone just trying to play games with everyone else, and now everyone's all entangled in this super big mess that we don't even understand what's going on.
They were trying to say that Avery and Derek had set it up where their eras were going to work together. And I'm like, really? Avery and Derek, who haven't been in seasons in God knows how long, all of a sudden they're the ones that are mapping out and calling alliances for the whole 40th season? Give me a break.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I think people are just thinking something's going on and nothing's really going on, and I don't know why everyone went with it. I have no idea. Now we're in this big jumbled mess where our favorite players are gone, and we're left with people that we would. I mean, not that we don't want to watch them, but I mean, we would rather watch someone else.
I really don't know what's going on. Like, I feel like this isn't the show I love. Like, it just makes me mad every week. I'm like, why?
So from the superfan perspective, I know you're not the only one. I see they're not liking the season.
Yeah. And I know we'll probably get into this later, but this was a thought I had last night. I had like an epiphany, and I'm like, ooh, I have to share this on the podcast. I think the reason why, other than finally this week, there was somewhat of a physical challenge, my theory is the reason why maybe they're not making it so physical is because it's easier to edit. The producers, if they want to sway it their way, they can easily edit something as far as a puzzle, how fast somebody is going, to make it go in whatever way that they have mapped this out to be. Rather, if it's physical, you can't predict or make it like it's going to happen the way it is, and you can't really refilm that or something.
We need to get our tinfoil hats out because conspiracy time.
Well, and also, if you are following the Challenge T911 page, that they are saying the edits are so bad this season. So last week's episode, when it's showing everybody watching from wherever the platform, that it's showing people already wearing the Target things. Like, before the elimination was even over. And so that means, like, that was old footage, or that was footage after the fact, or, like, and they have them, like, on the wrist. And I took a screenshot. I don't know if I'm allowed to share the receipts.
Send it to me send it to the Instagram, and I can share it from here from the control room.
Ooh.
And we fancy like that.
You're fancy.
But
I have to scroll through.
I think that goes back to what I was saying a couple of weeks ago, is that we don't always see the order of the episode is not the same order that it really happened. So some of the drama that we are seeing this, not necessarily this week, but let's say at the beginning of the episode, might have happened after all the nominations and all that. All right, let's see.
Which I know, like watching reality TV, it's not real and there's a lot of editing. But the fact that they're playing with these people's futures in the game, and it's just like, maybe they've been doing this all along. Maybe I was not woke and now I am. I'm woke to the challenge. And I'm like, they ruined it for, like, maybe because I'm doing this podcast and I'm so like into it. It's just like I'm finding everything out, and it's just like, I don't know if I like the show as much as I thought I did.
Greg, I'm going to ask you real quick to refresh. It looks like you stopped recording for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You're still on the screen, but for the audio podcast, we won't be able to get you.
Come back.
Yeah. We're kicking you out. Come back in.
You're too woke. You're too woke, or you're not woke. I don't know how it works.
You're not awoken. So here's the challenge 911 or challenge T911. I guess photo they shared. The editing is beyond awful this season. They show Avery and Corey as the targets before they even announce it, just randomly adding B-roll footage in without checking. Yeah, I think
maybe they fired somebody, and like, this is the guy's first day on the job for season.
I think that might just be sloppy editing, like they're saying that the editing is awful, because they would have already known who the targets. Oh, I guess I don't know. You're right. No. You're right. This is weird because the targets will come after the challenge, right? So yeah, never mind. I don't know. This is weird.
Did they do it and then they made them redo scenes?
They do sometimes do that. Yeah, they do sometimes.
Like,
I was trying to say something.
Yeah, you're the one that told me that the last time.
Yeah. So I was trying to say something, but then it didn't make sense, and I was like, no, that does not make sense. But I think so. I think it is B-roll footage, like they said. They went back and they either redid it, or they just shared footage that had nothing to do with what they were talking about. So this is not footage of when they were actually nominating or whatever the targets. This is just random footage they shared while people are talking in the background. So that happens too sometimes. Which actually I was talking about on the other podcast. I was saying we are sometimes getting previews to the next episode where the people are talking and it's not actually the footage that goes along with what they're talking. So I think this might be what happened here. All right. So yeah, sloppy editing, I think. But what we're trying to say, Reddit is pretty much saying the same thing. We said last week when I was talking to Greg that last episode 7, actually it was the highest rated episode of the season. And it's not like it did great. It's just it didn't the best. And some people were saying that it's other shows that are, because a lot of the reality shows are on at the same time, that it might be that people are just tuning into other shows and not watching the challenge live. So whatever. The fact is that everybody's mad at each other because everyone thinks that they're in alliance with someone else, or someone else is in line with something, or they're not being or that they're being rats and not challenging, or not auto nominating. I don't know. Go ahead, because I don't really feel like there's a lot to talk about other than what the actual challenge and elimination is.
Well, and also, like, again, I know there's a large cast and stuff, but we're already 8 episodes in. We've already lost somewhat half the cast. Like, they're still not even showing everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we've yet to see Casey do anything other than, like, she is doing her little sidebar notes and stuff, but, like, which I get, they're just in a house, and they say, too, like, they're bored or they don't do anything, and that's when stupid stuff happens, or they do, like, fun parties or pranks or whatever, but it's just, like...
Do you think part of the reason why you're not liking the season is because maybe the real drama's not there and they're actually manufacturing the drama? Maybe because the people who are left are not as entertaining as the other people that left already?
I do think the people that are still there, like there are some entertaining people. Jordan,
They're not
we
showing
haven't
them as
seen
much
him.
though. Yeah.
We're not seeing Jordan. Um, what's it called? Naya. She's pretty entertaining. Like I didn't like her because of a lot of drama she would do on other shows, and I mean they showed her hooking up with Kylan, and that's about it now. But like,
And
I
Josh's
think,
broken heart.
I think like people are entertaining. It's just like it's I don't know.
Do we know the people? This is conspiracy time again. Conspiracy corner.
Maybe turn
Do
off my
we
phone.
know the people who were very, very against what happened with Horacio? Are they not? Are they the ones not being shown?
Jordan. Jordan was a big
Do you know of like
no.
Naya and other people that you're saying that normally are not being shown? Are they
But-
part of it?
I don't have Naya on social media. There was a lot of people who didn't want to speak on it because they didn't want to get contracts pulled or whatever. But this has already all been edited. Whether, I mean, unless they were acting out or saying something while they were filming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Whatever
Yeah.
Jordan has said after, like, whatever next episode and the season finale, like, all that's already been edited and made. So, like,
So they, yeah, no. As far as like what's coming out, that's already been done. But they might have been very vocal when it happened, and they were probably saying that they were going to say something, and maybe that's why Jordan did say something, is because he was so upset, and they told him they weren't going to do something or whatever, and he said it. And the reason is the last time I'll bring it up in this episode, because something happened on one of the seasons of Survivor. Someone got kicked off the show. Unfortunately, they had to edit around that, and it was not. I mean, fans were not happy the way it was handled, and it was bad. It was bad. Like people actually hated the season. No one's returned from the season because of that. And so it could be that it could have been something like that happened, and the players were really upset about it, and they're not really giving the best that they could because of that.
that could be. I didn't think about that. I can't remember what it was, but I feel like something was said. I think it was during the Gladiator challenge, along the lines of like when I was listening to it, I was like, are they commenting about like the Horacio thing or like something about challenges not being fair or eliminations or. It was when Derek and Corey were getting into it, and Corey kind of said something, and it was just kind of like, what? Then, anyways, we can talk about the challenge now.
I'll have to go back and listen to that. But I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think they should have reset the whole format when they noticed that arrow one was gonna get dominated and eliminated. Maybe not. I get the whole keeping in arrows. It's part of the theme of the show, but sometimes the theme of the show can get in the way of a good season.
I mean, the game has to change soon. What is Rachel gonna do by herself?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
It's gonna
something has
change.
to change. It has to change in the next episode or something, or she's just gonna be going in the challenge every. She can't
Time.
defend arrow one by herself. We saw it in the challenge, the Gladiator challenge. I get that
Yeah.
arrow one teamed up with
Ridiculous.
arrow two, or forgot who they teamed up with, but either way, unless they both stayed and everyone else fell off, there was no way that they were not going to go into the elimination. No way. What did y'all think of the way people played during the elimination, ganging up on Tori at the end?
I was gonna let Greg say something because I feel like I talk too much.
I've been talking too much.
No, I was gonna say it was rough. It was rough to watch. Like just that whole entire thing was just rough.
I don't feel like they were playing smart enough. Like I don't feel like the eras were working together as a unit. Like era 2, Bananas, Derek, and Ryan and Nehemiah. They have 4 guys. Like they should have all picked somebody and like try to get them. Like I felt like every man was for themselves, and then like for a while, like nothing was even happening. They were all just like on there, and then especially when it got to the girls, like
this went out crazy.
Nothing crazy was happening. Like, everybody got beat up. Like, I'm not saying they weren't doing anything. Everyone's faces were all jacked.
Yeah.
But like, why would they get rid of or try to get rid of Rachel if she has no chance of winning this challenge?
Yeah.
Just get rid of the other eras. Don't forget about her. Get rid of the one that you think is has a chance to win. And maybe this is also what's tainting the season is the whole them sticking to the eras, the 4 eras, because we're seeing a lot of domination from 1 or 2 of the eras. Half the eras are not really doing much. The other 2 are doing way more than the rest of them, and that's also playing into it. So we have 2 things. We have the editing that is not really helping. We have the silence of again. Put your conspiracy caps on. We have the failed or the silence of characters. It looks like the silence of characters. We have favorite characters that are exit early, and we have the ones that are remaining are just like I said, being silenced. And also of course the big one is the whole souring of what happened with Horacio, especially when he showed evidence of past eras or past games where he would have been the winner, and it's all adding up, and it's all coming down to this is not the favorite. And sorry, Greg, we're shitting on the on the first season that you came on.
No, because I was gonna say, like, when I watched this episode and when we get to the end of the show, I'm seeing it. So it's there. But like with this whole entire thing, like I said, it was tough to watch because it's like you're right. They're not playing smart. They're like all the different eras they weren't picking a good way to tactically do this in a way that made sense. They weren't picking either going after one particular person and pushing them off the island, and then moving to the next one and then the next one. They're just saying like, okay, we'll just everybody go all out on everybody.
And I think
doesn't make a lot of sense.
I think what's happening is the producers really thought that the eras were going to have work together in such a great way because they want to represent them as eras, whereas they're while they are sticking up for each other, quote unquote, they know that they're going to backstab each other as soon as they can get a chance. So
yeah, it's a singular game. They're all thinking singular mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I think they're all waiting for the shift in the game because it changes every year. Like, it'll be going one way, and then if not at the half point of the season, somewhere either before or after, like there's a change or twist in the game. All of a sudden, the way people get voted into eliminations is differently. The prize changes. Teams change. The way you win a challenge changes differently, or how you get your ticket to the final will change or be revealed. And so it's just like, hopefully they reveal that this next week, because there's no way they can do another week like this with Rachel by herself.
Well, you would think that maybe because Rachel won, let's say she's won what 2-3 challenges already.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been enough to get her to the final. Because hasn't there been other ones where you have to win 1 or 2 before you can actually qualify to get to the final? She would have already qualified.
But that's not the game this season.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. They have to let us know what's going on. She's gonna her leg's gonna come off her from carrying, or she's gonna break a back from carrying the show.
I mean, and then the elimination, if we want to start on that, like
we can just jump into
hard
it.
to watch. That the Avery and Rachel. I was like, oh my god, Avery! Like, what the heck?
I thought she was getting knocked out. I thought she was going to get knocked out, and she was not going to be able to do the... But how is that fair that one of them gets to start punching while the other one has to run away? By the time Avery had a chance to punch and get those things, she was tired. They should have put bells on both of them, and both of them be blindfolded, and then they have to go at each other. That would have made a lot more sense.
And there has been an elimination like that where the people are blindfolded, and I think it was a stick, and you have to break it on the person, and they're both like walking around and like trying to fill each other out, and they're whacking this stick, and whoever I don't know what season it was, but there's been something similar like this. This one was brutal though because they had boxing gloves, and I mean they were wearing protective gear, but
it really looked like she was gonna knock her out. Like she was hurting her.
Well, and Avery also wasn't like playing smart. Like we saw Rachel and Derek and Corey like run in circles, and Avery like just I don't know if it's because she was in so much pain or shock, or like Rachel was just that fast because she was experienced in karate. But
have you seen that old what is it, the Three Stooges skit where they're boxing and the guy's like, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Where he's trying to, it's an old school skit where he's boxing, running around the whole ring. I think it's Champ. Yeah, but that's what it looked like during the thing. And the funny thing is that we're able to jump right into the elimination almost because there's nothing to talk about during the episode. And that's really that's really when I really started figuring out like this is not really turning out to be a really good season. There's nothing to talk about.
There was nothing to watch.
Thank you.
No, we are seeing it. We know. I know. I give you a hard time for keep saying that season sucks. Something is really off this season, and hopefully it finds its footing and people can come back to it. But I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm not finding much stuff to talk about and it's fun stuff to talk about, and I feel like every week we've been coming in talking about the challenge, talking about the elimination, then we're trying to figure out what else to talk about. But the first 2 weeks was actually we were actually able to talk about something over the first 3 episodes. I think we were actually able to do a conversation. Something was going on. Right now, nothing's going on.
Do you think Derek should have thrown himself in for Avery? Should have volunteered him and was it Aviv that he was? No, him and Cara Maria. Because Avery did the stalemate for Derek.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he wouldn't go in, like, one of the first eliminations. And, like, that was kind of some of the things that, like, even Avery said it in her interview thing, like, come on, Derek, like, this is your chance. And even Derek admitted, I know I should probably be paying it back to Avery right now and just throw myself in, but I'm not. Like,
well, here's the thing, like I said from the very beginning. Do not think that you owe anyone anything. If your goal is to make it to the end, you're gonna have to turn on someone. So just do what you have to do to make it to the end. Don't care about whatever anyone else is doing for you.
But
if someone's dumb enough, no. It's never. Just because you're dumb enough
with stuff to talk about.
No. Just because you're dumb and you put yourself at risk for me doesn't mean I'm gonna have to do the same for you. It's a game.
Yeah. But if they're
I'm cutthroat. I'm cutthroat like that when it comes to like that. Like I would vote both of you all if I wasn't Survivor with you all. I without a thought. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go, Greg. Let's get Soul out.
When it comes to like if it's a game, I can compartmentalize. Did I say that right? Yeah. The game from real life. So even if it's someone that you don't know, someone you're not really familiar with, you should be able to do that even more with them. But people take it too seriously. I don't know.
Well, I have seen you play card games with your wife, and you don't let her win. So he is not
with
lying.
anybody. With anybody. Yeah, I don't let anybody get across with anything either.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, at the end of the day, Avery goes home, and so does Derek.
There's 4 people watching. Anybody want to chat?
Yeah,
ask
guys.
Questions? I don't know if they're.
I haven't been paying attention to see if they had been asking questions or not. Let me.
One of the things I noted was Ruth had pointed out early on that when they start talking to people, or when people start talking on the show about whatever their aspirations are and stuff like that, that's like a telltale sign that maybe something's not going to turn out for them. And Avery's like, I really want to win this because I've seen other people win and it changed their life, and I really want that for me. And I was like, damn, girl.
You're going home.
You're out.
Did I ruin it?
No, like, and I was like,
Oh.
man,
She's going home.
that's the moment.
That's the other thing.
And, like, she got tapped like 4 times after that. Like, they said that, and then Rachel just pops her like pop, 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 and I just watched like burst
all the red.
Let's.
Yeah, it was like, oh, she's gone.
I'll give some props to Avery though, because she actually got really close to getting them all. She's the only one that didn't get all the bells, but she only missed what
6.
2 or 6. Okay, well, okay, a lot worse than I thought.
But 6
still,
out of 16.
Yeah,
when
still.
you're blindfolded and trying to punch Rachel.
Yeah, exactly. She did actually a lot better than I thought she was actually gonna do. I thought she was only gonna do like 4, and then that's it.
And then Rachel calling, I am a queen of the challenge. I'm like, girl, calm down. You have, the only thing you've been doing is All-Stars. We haven't seen you come back. Like, I haven't seen her compete, like, on the MTV platform until now, like, decades. Like, she's been doing Paramount and all these other crap things.
And Derek did come close.
Yes.
So I think it's a lot. I don't think it's as close as it was, though.
I was so scared they were going to get Corey out. I'm like, these producers, I hate them. Because I love Corey. So I was really happy that Corey stayed.
You're going to say, oh, we actually didn't show this.
Greg wants to say Corey's trash, and I don't know why.
Corey's trash.
What's it called? I thought they were going to say, we missed this, but actually, Derek still has a bell on him.
I felt like, honestly, like the way that they called it, I was like, this is totally producer stepping in and like, oh, we're gotta let Corey stay because whatever.
He's got some.
No, I think he won it fair and square because the producers already saved Derek. Why wouldn't they just do it again? Why would they let Rachel be by herself?
Well,
they could have just sent Corey home.
They could have. And
kept Derek and Rachel as like
I
these
think
superstars.
Is the reason why you think he's trash is because how he's been responding when he thinks people are not on his side, and yeah, okay, yeah, I mean I get it. He's a little hot headed when it comes to that. And
being grippy, like he comes in hot, and then he starts just like, "Ooh, I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna like pop you."
No,
this isn't his best season. Like his edits aren't good. Like this is not Corey. Like
this is not a good edited season.
Corey is a funny.
This being my first time watching him, I'm like,
yeah. I could see why you wouldn't like him based on knowing him from only this season. No, I freaking love Corey. My friend Spicy does not like Corey, so she was happy he went home. But
wait,
she doesn't like Corey?
Yeah.
Or Derek? Or
she didn't like Corey. Like she doesn't like him.
She was happy then when she thought that Corey was going home.
There you go. Yeah. Well, she just wants Corey gone. She was mad that he won, or that they said he won. Now I don't even know who's the real winner.
Like,
yeah, I mean, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but
the producers are the real winner,
right? Reveal yourself.
Well, I don't know because the producers are not doing great with ratings this season. So I don't know if they're winning, and I feel like someone's gonna get fired. I did hear that a lot of producers in like showbiz did get fired, so maybe this is just the first season that the producers are in. So I don't know.
Where's the comment box? Yeah. Where do I put in my survey?
Yeah. And I'm honestly just thinking that it was just not a trash season to film. I just think it was a disaster season to film based on how they set up the season and how the producers thought people were gonna rally together and stick together, but really they're just waiting to backstab each other, and they really should have seen that coming because it happens all the time.
I mean, they've had a similar season. It was called Battle of the Seasons, where there was different seasons represented instead of eras. I mean, and it went pretty well. And, like, there were seasons that got completely wiped out. And, like, there was only 2 people left representing the thing. But, the way you win and the way you lost and went into elimination was a little different from this time around. But I remember Battle of the Seasons.
I'm sticking to that. That's where I'm going to die. I'm going to die on that hill. It's just they didn't think it through and they don't know how to fix it. And that was the whole thing. They tried to they were being, what's it called? They were being stubborn that this is going to work, and it did not work. And
how about come up with better eliminations other than hammer on the nail so CT could still be around?
That was like I said it before in the past eliminations. This have not been the greatest eliminations of at all.
At least we saw something physical this week.
Yeah.
Finally.
Okay. I think we talked 35 minutes. About probably 15 minutes worth of things that we were actually able to talk about. So I don't know. If you're watching and you're listening, let us know what you're thinking about the season, because like I said, I went on Reddit last season during the episode and people are not liking it. So yeah, let us know what y'all think. Any final thoughts before we sign off?
Hopefully the game changes this week or next week. And I can't wait to see these numbers.
Oops.
Really. I can't wait to see these numbers that people are doing when they get eliminated come to light.
Oh yeah. They
Maybe then we'll have something to talk about.
When they start talking about now it's your turn to put your thing in, I was like, oh, we're gonna have a chance to do something. I'm like, oh, they're talking about the national vote for the election. I'm like, I thought we were gonna be able to decide who comes back, one final live event or something.
All Big Brother style.
Yeah. Okay, we'll leave it there. I don't know why we're trying to keep this going because
America's choice.
Yeah, Greg needs to go watch the Big Brother because I think today's the final. Greg?
Yeah.
He's watching it from the side of the TV right now. You're watching it from the side of the TV right now, aren't you?
I'm not. All
right.
I'm son of a.
That's 2 weeks ago. I was with the Cowboys game. Anyways, yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll see you guys. Subscribe, follow, let us know what you all think, and don't be mean to us. See ya.
Bye.